Disgusting.
Dude, too. I'm sorry.
Disgusting.
It makes me think of that little girl, that TikTok where it's like, did it draw on my face? I have school. I'm lighting an incense over here.
That's fine.
Maybe.
If not, just if that's empty, just open another pack. Ooh, my tummy is already rumbling again. Man.
This time I won't burn you with it because there's nothing in there. Oh, I missed. How's it going? How's your week? I almost forgot we were recording for half a second.
Lord.
What is this?
We're off to a good start. It's a new one. It smells all right.
Not as good as this, though?
Yeah. But I just can't get the black opium incense anymore. It's my favorite. I can't really find it.
Did you look on the Amazons?
That's where I've been getting it.
Oh.
Last time I ordered it, they only had 2 boxes left.
Did she have it at the...
Nope.
And guess what? It's gone.
We saw that the other day. I was like, man, that's crazy. It's never been posted on their Facebook page.
Well, she had a sign on the door for a while that said by appointment only.
Oh.
And then I drove by it the other day and I was like, oh, like it's gone.
Yeah.
Anyways, how's your spooky season going so far?
Who, theirs or mine?
Sure. Yes, to all. I don't know.
It's all right. It's real spooky in the bathroom. We got
the spooky dookies.
Yeah. We went to the Golden Corral today.
That's always a promise of explosive diarrhea. That's a guarantee.
I mean, usually it's not too bad, and I feel like I did all right. Ooh, it's in stock. Add to cart.
One time, hold on. I feel like, well, I don't even know if this was truly Golden Corral or not. I feel like she was at Golden Corral. Maybe we were all at Golden Corral. I think we were all at Golden Corral. We were at dinner with my in-laws, and they had my niece, and she went to the bathroom to poop, and she took a picture of it and sent it to me while I was sitting at the table.
Lord.
Doesn't that sound like some shit she did?
Yeah. Any hoodle.
Heathen child. Just as an FYI, for all of you energy drink drinkers out there, Ghost has come out with a Welch's grape flavor. If you like grape juice, it does taste like grape juice, but I like grape juice, but I have to be in the mood for the grape juice. I probably won't buy this again.
I'm about to shit myself. Welcome to the 100th episode.
100 whole episodes.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
I know. How did we make it here?
We've really stuck with this.
We did. And
I'm proud
we
of
have
us.
more listeners than I thought we would.
Yeah.
But also, at the same time.
And also, too, like, I think some of our friends have dropped off from listening.
Yeah.
And probably some of our family have dropped off from listening. So, like,
if
most
you're an OG from the get-go.
Yeah. You're a real one.
You're a real one.
Thank you. You're the reason why we keep doing this. Also, because we just enjoy it, I think. But
I'll buy you a pickle. Mainly because they're $1. So I hope you like pickles.
you're spending $3 because I can think of 3 people. No, 4 people. Maybe $4. Anywho.
Except I'm not going to be that
Oh,
mean.
no. Is Daniel home?
I'm not. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to be mean.
I don't know. What?
Because it'll single out one of the OGs.
Lord.
I ain't trying to be like that. Anyway.
I don't see headlights. Maybe not. I don't know.
In 2 ways. What are we doing today?
So we had asked for listener stories and really didn't get any, so we had to beg our friends for them. And I got some. So, y'all have heard me talk about Pixarella, the sim streamer. Well, I'm in the Discord, for our little fan base, our little Pixie Pops. So I asked the Pixie Pops to send me some stories, and like four or five people came through, like, And my sister came through with her reincarnation story, so I will be sharing that.
And Josh came through, owner of Butter and Brimstone.
Yeah.
Bakery.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Bitch, if you make it big, you're sponsoring this shit. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice, but you can find him.
We need a shed.
Right.
Future.
You can find him on Facebook. I think he's got a TikTok too. Or, you can reach him at orders at brimstone.com, maybe.
This is her first day reading.
Bitch. You went to the same school I did.
Yeah. My first day reading too. Any hoodle. What?
See what my pen says?
No. So where do we want to start?
I don't know. Where do you want to start?
I can read Allie's story first.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what my sister said. My mom used to always tell me that I used to talk about my past life when I was a kid, like before 5. I don't remember exactly what she said I'd say, but I used to have dreams, primarily dreams about dying in a wagon fire. I was wearing a dress and bonnet, and I had, I think, 2 kids with me. It was enclosed, but the wagon caught fire, and every single time, none of us could get out, and we burned to death. I heard our screams. I felt the heat. It was crazy. They eventually stopped, but I had that same dream quite a few times when I was a kid. I had another reoccurring dream, too, that continued into adulthood and finally stopped like 5 years ago. The general idea was the same, but the setting and the people involved would change every time. It involved this big-ass beast, like a giant wolf, a wolf the size of an elephant. And it was meaner than shit and fast as... I'm just going to say it. Fast as fuck, boy. Because that's the way she wrote it. I'd always hear the beast before I saw it. It was a very distinct growl. Most of the time, it'd come sneaking out of my parents' woods. I'd be on the porch and have maybe 2 seconds to get myself and anyone outside with me in the house, and it'd run into the door as I was shutting it every time. It'd be snarling and trying to break the door to get us, then stalk the house for a long time, so we were trapped inside. One time, it came running through my Nana's yard, and everyone had to climb onto the roof somehow. We got up just in time while it circled the house and kept jumping to try to get us. The worst one I had, though, we were inside my friend's house. Somehow, the beast got inside, and we all took off running to the basement. I pushed everyone through the door, but my friend was still behind me. He pushed me through the door, and as he was slamming it shut behind me, I saw the beast snatch him back. That's the only time the beast had ever caught one of us. I was always the last one to get away, but he made me go first. Super weird and out of the ordinary. I heard him get ripped apart. I heard the screams. It was awful. The dream didn't last long after. I just remember me standing at the top of the steps, right on the other side of the door until I woke up. On a lighter note, I had a dream that once my sister, in parentheses, the podcast host, and our childhood friend that ended up moving away to Ohio were being chased by Nosferatu. It was super strange. Think Scooby-Doo vibes. We were just running all in and around our parents' house trying to get away from Nosferatu. Bizarre. I was scared in the dream, but saw the humor after I woke up. Which, this is the dream that, like, she was telling me about this dream, like the one with the wolf a few years ago. And I was like, that's weird. And she was like, why? I said, because I would have a similar dream, but it was a different critter. It was a giant serpent that would chase us into the house and trap us in the house. And it would come in from my parents' woods. And I had this dream a lot when I was a kid. Like, And we didn't know it until, we didn't know we were having these similar dreams until we were well into our adulthood and had stopped having the dream for years. So that was interesting to learn.
Right.
But that was her reincarnation story.
Sorry, I was quickly checking what the final score of the Alabama game was today.
Lord.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so the first story I have, and these are kind of short. I found this one pretty interesting. So he said he was hiking out in the Smoky Mountains several years ago as they made their way back to the cabin resort, there was a house off in the distance that appeared to be in our resort, but it wasn't the style of builds as the same style of the builds words are hard.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same style of builds as the rest of them. It looked like an old plantation style home, whereas the resort was more modern day log cabins. As they got closer to the path back up to their cabin, the house never seemed to get closer, and the more they looked at it, the more it had an odd glow or color to it. The next day, they decided that they were going to go specifically to that house to check it out. They got back on their original path, and in the distance, they could see the house, and they headed that direction and was hitting a pretty good pace to get to the house and back during daylight. He said we hiked for over an hour, and the distance between us and the house never closed. After hour 2, we decided to make our way back thinking depth perception got us, and we were farther away than we had thought. We went to the community house and asked the front desk about the house. The lady kind of snickered and said, "You saw it too, huh? We get that a lot, but that house isn't in the resort. That house actually burnt down in the 30s from a lightning strike. The house was supposedly empty, so no deaths occurred, but visitors see it as if the house still has a story to tell or something to show. I've gone back to the resort a couple of times, and I've never seen the house again. I've asked the front desk tenants about it, and people still claim to see it every once in a while."
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'd be kind of creeped out by it.
I would be creeped out by it if I had seen a house that wasn't there.
Right. There's got to be a reason it's showing itself to you.
Yeah.
But, why wouldn't it let you get close enough to figure it out?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Actually, instead of reading this off of my phone, it might be easier if I open Discord and read them this way. I didn't even think about it. Bet I'm not even logged in. Oh, no, I'm logged in.
I thought about doing that, but I don't know that I know my password on Facebook.
Oh, hold on. How do I?
Well, would you look at that? I do.
Anyway, I'll just read it off my phone. I'm not logged in, so I ain't worried about it. All right. So, she did not tell me not to say her name on here, but her name's Alex. She said, right out of college, me and my roommate moved from the sorority house we'd lived in for a few years into a 2-bedroom apartment. A key part of this story, neither my roommate or I really believed in ghosts at all. As soon as we moved in, weird stuff starts happening. The puppy I'd recently adopted is always staring into corners at weird things that don't exist. We both hear what sounds like people walking on the roof at night. The footsteps sounded too large for squirrels or birds or anything you'd expect to be up there. I thought I was imagining it the first week until I brought it up to her, and she said she'd heard the same things. So it all culminates one night while we're watching TV. We are just chatting on the couch when all of a sudden, completely out of the blue, a Tupperware we have on top of the fridge goes flying across the room. And I'm not talking fell off the fridge onto the floor. This thing flew from one side of the room all the way to the other. My roommate and I are both engineers, so our first instinct is that scientifically there's got to be some reason this happened. So we instantly climb up on the counter. Y'all are braver than I am because I would have left.
Right.
Climb up on the counter and start looking for a vent above the fridge or any kind of draft that could have made the Tupperware blow off of the fridge. And we find absolutely nothing. So at this point, we're just freaked out. This apartment has just felt off in the 2 weeks we lived there. And now shit is just flying across the room willy-nilly. Not cool at all. So I call up my best friend who's super spiritual and I ask her advice. And a day or two later, I end up putting salt across all the doors and windows. I'm also a Christian, so I added holy water and said a bunch of prayers. And then I remember saying out loud, I don't know who or what you are, but if you're good and don't want to hurt us, you can stay. If you're evil or have bad intentions, you need to get out. And nothing ever happened again. Honestly, I wouldn't believe most of what happened if my roommate hadn't also seen and heard all of it and been just as skeptical as me. And I said, ooh, this is so good. Thank you. And she was like, no problem at all. I love telling my one weird ghost story.
All right. So then this one was from one of Josh's friends. He said, when I was a kid, I would always hide from my dad and jump out to scare him when he'd come home from work. So one day my mom and I heard the basement door open. So I went to go hide and scare him as little kids tend to do. We waited for about 30 minutes and no one ever came up the stairs. Mom checked and didn't see any other vehicle there beside hers, and no one was downstairs or anywhere in the house. Never heard the door open and close to signify that someone was leaving.
Wow. That's creepy. All right, my next one is from Sevvy. She says, ghost story time. So when I was like between 12 and 17, we lived in an apartment that I'm pretty sure was haunted. I named the ghost Catherine because I'm pretty sure it was a little girl. There were a few instances of being thrown from, of things being thrown from cabinets in the kitchen when we opened them, and we dismissed that as things just falling out of the cabinet. One time I woke up early to shower before school and it was still dark out. When I was walking back to my room, I felt like someone was chasing me, and they even banged on the walls of the hallway until I got into my room and turned the lights on. One day we had cousins over and we were all in my sister's room hanging out. We got on the topic of ghosts and we were telling them about what had been happening in the house. One of my cousins started loudly and confidently saying that she doesn't believe in ghosts, and as soon as she finished her sentence, a large heavy candle flew across the room at her head.
Oh.
We all freaked out and couldn't get out of the room fast enough. That was the most threatening thing Catherine ever did, but it was creepy just knowing she was there and would do something like that.
No.
She said, I love a good scary story, even though I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to the dark.
So this one, the same person, this is real quick. He said, another time my parents came home from somewhere and no one else had been home. All of the cabinet doors and drawers were open. All of the canned food and stuff was on the countertop, and it looked as if someone ran by with their arm out and knocked everything over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Amara, you're dusty. She just side-eyed me. My next one is from Leah, and it is an audio recording, and she does say, sorry, there were small children in the background interrupting.
So I hope this works, but okay, so when I was little, I had this babysitter whose house I used to stay at, and one day we were sitting in the kitchen and she was going through an old photo album, and I was like, hey Mary, that's the woman who I see in your room every night. And she was like, what? And I was like, that's the woman that I sit and talk to in your room every single night. And she was very confused because that woman in the photograph was her mom, who had been dead for many years.
Oh, my phone. Hold on. My phone went dark.
years before I was even born, and I had obviously never met her. But yeah, she was going through her photo album, and I sat there and I picked out the picture and I said, "Yeah, Mary, that's the woman that I talk to every single night in your room." And they never figured out anything that happened. And when Mary died, I used to have dreams that she was taking me to amusement parks, and they were very real, like, dreams.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience as a kid because, like, the house that I live in was my grandparents' house. And, like, my pawpaw had, like, all his family albums in a, like, side table. And one day, my mom and him have them out, flipping through them, looking through them. Well, I'm sitting there. I think they said I was like 4 or 5 maybe. And I went, "Oh, hey, that's Meemaw." She died before I was born. And I don't think I had ever, there weren't a lot of photos of her. And my pawpaw looked at me, and I remember, like, before he passed away, like, him telling me this story. And he said, he looked at me and was like, "How do you know that?" And I was like, "Oh, she comes and talks to me." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, she comes and visits me. She comes and plays with me." So, I have I love stories like that.
Okay, so then this next one. When I was in high school, I heard that it wasn't me, it's this person. When I was in high school, I heard what I thought was my little brother going to the bathroom. I heard the toilet flush, the sink run, then the footsteps. They went to his door, then to mine. No one went down the stairs or into our game room. I asked him the next morning, and he said that he heard it and he thought it was me.
Yeah.
This dude's house, his parents' house,
Yeah.
is crazy.
Will you get your nest made tomorrow, please? All right. My last one, it's more like, I think it's more visual than like the story, but so she said that, let me see, she sent me a screen recording of a live video. Oh, okay. So it's through the front door of a place, and like you can see something like dart out in the background. So she said the tour guide said a 3-year-old girl died in the building in 1908. There was a massive fire in the town of Bisbee, Arizona. The shop now leaves toys out every night for her, and in the morning they are all scattered throughout the shop. And then she sent me a video, of lights in a building going absolutely nuts. It's like they're all flickering. Weird. And she said, this clip is the one that my dad experienced. He works construction, and they were doing a remodel in the basement of a building at ASU College in, is that Tempe, Arizona? Is that how you say
Tempe.
that? Tempe. And the lights started doing this, so they had to leave and make sure the power was off, which it was. So then they had to get a city inspector out because they assumed it was a live wire they missed or something, but the city couldn't figure it out. They even shut down the whole block, and every time they tried to work in this room, the lights would do this. His Catholic coworkers refused to set foot in there over it. That's crazy. That's wild. Look at this.
Like, how do you make the lights flicker in that order? Like, it's because you would think that all of those lights would be on the same switch.
Right.
But it's individual lights in a room.
Yeah. It's like somebody's like flicking a panel of light switches.
Like there's a literal switch for every light in that room, and they're just randomly going about it. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I don't like that. That's freaky. Well, that's all my stories.
I have a couple more.
So.
Or one. I've got one more that was sent to me.
I've
got a couple more, but like, I'll read these just for sake of. So he said, same person, we would also have the Nintendo on playing with the lights off, which was odd because my dad rigged it to where the TV and Nintendo could not come on if the lights weren't on, and we were too little to unscrew the light bulbs. There were also times when I was working in our old building that I would be the only one there, and I'd hear someone walking by, or I'd feel a presence, and they'd say my name, and I thought it was my coworker, but no one was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh sent me another personal story of his. He said, I woke up one morning to this figure sitting on my couch. Greasy-looking hair, gaunt face, hooked nose, and teeth that were super sharp-looking reminded me of the vampire teeth from Supernatural.
Ooh.
Which is funny because Josh never watched Supernatural. Only reason I saw the teeth was because the dark eyes light up and it smiled. Had this look of, I finally found you. Never really been creeped out by things like this before until this thing. A few days to a week later, my grandfather passed away. Don't know if there's a connection, but there's been times some other things had visited, and a week later something or someone had passed away. One was a ghost cat. A week later, my partner's cat passed away. I remember him telling me about that one. Another time, there was just some random person standing in my apartment with a sad but relieved look on his face. He was the spitting image of my friend's brother. A week later, he lost his battle to cancer.
Oh, no. That's sad.
That is sad. That is real sad.
Yeah. Damn.
I asked my sister for stories, and she was like, you already know all of mine. I know you're listening, and bitch, no, I don't. I don't. And maybe I do, but like, Alzheimer's runs thick in this blood, sister, and I don't remember what I ate yesterday. That's a lie, I do. But also, I said I'll buy you a pickle, and I just realized your shirt has pickles all over it. That was unrelated.
Oh, yeah, I got my pickle sweater on.
I had no idea.
Shows how much you pay attention to
Well,
me.
that just shows that we're connected psychically.
Psychologically.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're cyclically connected.
Furthermore,
cyclically connected.
why are you just going to respond to that TikTok I sent you where it says this initial has to buy you a tattoo? You say, that's crazy.
I had taken a gummy and I said, damn, that's crazy.
So just know,
because every time she gets one, she sees a TikTok that's like, oh, so if this initial, whoever
it's
you know,
literally never a B though.
it's always a B. I feel like you send me one once a week. It feels like.
I don't think so.
I really don't think so. But
I really think
it's at least once every few weeks. I get one, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Usually, it's the one that says this person shit themselves today.
Yeah, usually it is those.
But it's never this person's going to buy you something.
No.
But bitch, where's my tattoo? When we going?
I don't know. Damn, that's crazy.
Can you just pay to get this one fixed?
Damn, that's crazy. I'm trying to think of. I don't know if I've told this story recently. So we all know that the shop that I work in is spooky, ooky, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't told you my most recent experience.
No, but let me tell this funny portion of the shop experiences for me. So the shop's spooky in and of itself. Y'all's section of it doesn't bother me. It's the other section.
Yeah.
So I go
the
up
original part. Ours was added, but
I go up to the shop a couple weeks ago. I had taken off work. I had to do some stuff at the school before school started to get ready for school. And I had taken the day off to handle that. I had some other stuff that I had to get done that day. So I just basically I took a mental health day, I guess, because I had just a shit ton of stuff to get done. Yeah. That was that was the start of a very busy weekend. Do you remember that for me?
Yeah.
We were on the go all weekend. But anyway, so I was like, I'm going to run up to the shop and just be a nuisance for a minute.
Yeah.
And just go hang out. Y'all had made us t-shirts too.
Yeah, we had made y'all t-shirts for the Hollywood Undead show.
I wasn't going for going to the shop for those. I was just going to get those later. But anyway, so I go to the shop and I have to pee. Well, the bathroom's in the other area of the building. The area where I feel uneasy.
Yeah.
And I figured somebody was working in that area, but apparently she wasn't there at that point. Like, she had left to go make a delivery, and then she was coming back.
Yeah, something like that. Because the other girl was in the hospital still.
Yeah. So I go to the other side of the building, and it's like a flower shop, kind of boutique type place, and they've got, like, gifts and stuff, and, like, some clothing.
Yeah.
And so, right as you go to turn to go into the hallway where the bathroom is, which I always, like, literal sprint in and out of.
It's creepy.
There's a mannequin, and it's just, like, the body of the mannequin.
Yeah.
I saw the mannequin as I'm walking toward it, okay?
Yeah.
But I guess as I turn and I see it out of the corner of my eye, out of my peripheral, it looked like it lunged, and it scared me to death. And I literally, like, balled my fists up ready to swing.
Oh.
I don't have a fight reaction too much.
Me either.
It's usually a flight. Like, if I get scared, I'm going to scream and jump and try to dart.
Yeah.
But this time, it was fight. And I balled my fist up, and I was rearing back to punch, and I turn, and it's just that stupid mannequin, and I'm like, I saw that going. I saw that coming toward it.
Yeah.
Even better than that, I had to go pee again before I could even leave, and it still got me. And when I came out of the bathroom to come back, I ran past that. I was like, nope.
Listen, not to try and one-up your story, but this past week, so they've started to decorate for Halloween. Okay. So I'm like, minding my business. Gotta go do some business. Gotta take care of some business.
I thought you were going to say, gotta go doo-doo.
No. I was just going to pee. So I go into the bathroom and I'm like, I have a habit of when I walk, I'll look at my feet because I'm afraid I'm going to trip and fall. Okay. And I don't want to step on anything. So I'm looking at my feet and I flip on the bathroom light and I notice at the ground there is this fabric, like a bunch of fabric. And I slowly look up and there is about the same eye level with me is a little witch standing in the bathroom. And I literally went, ugh, and threw my fists up and about knocked this plastic witch over.
Sitting on the shitter the whole time?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had just opened the door.
Oh, okay.
So I turn around. I turn my big ass around.
I would have peed myself.
I almost did because I really had to pee. So I marched right up to the front of the flower shop. I look over around the corner, and there's the two of them are sitting there behind their counter. And I said, I just want you to know that I almost just pissed myself. And they both kind of look at me, and then realization hits them as to why. And I was like, I literally was about to fight that witch in the bathroom. And they both start laughing. And then I start laughing. And she was like, you could tell she's just tired. And she goes, do you know I have gone back there 3 times to move that out of the bathroom, and I have forgotten every time. And I was like, I got you.
I would have brought it out with me.
And then it just got worse, though, because I go and I grab it and I sat it in the hallway. And then I go to the bathroom, toilet paper empty. So I got to go all the way back over to our side, get toilet paper. And I was like, I could have done peed my pants by now. But anyway, the story I was going to tell one day, so we have a bird at work, Slick.
Oh.
And I was like, I think it was a Friday. And I was like giving him fresh food for the weekend, making sure his water was all topped up and fresh, and, making sure his treats were good. And then I'm like reaching up to get his little millet thing that hangs in the top of his cage. And from behind me, I hear someone say my name. And I was like, what? I turned around, nobody there. But then there was a different day where I was like I was doing something, and I thought that Danny had walked up behind me and put Slick on my shoulder, because it felt like something like scratching at my shoulder. And I turned around, no Slick, no Danny, no nothing. Slick's on top of his cage looking at me like, you dumb bitch, what are you doing? No, thank you. My tummy's a rumbling again. I might have to pause this. I'm going to pause this and go fight for my life for a minute. And we're back.
With a slight break. Oh, I guess I could have turned off this live stream that I'm watching on TikTok.
I had to go take a business call. I'm trying to think of anything else we've experienced recently, or I've experienced, other than the fact that I almost burned my own house down. I didn't tell you this story. Mm-hmm. So for my birthday, we had a cookout. Mm-hmm. And I got these I got just some paper plates from the five quarter store. And some of them had foil on the sides. Well, the next day I was like, I'm going to reheat. It looks like that. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, I'm going to reheat a hamburger in the microwave. And then I'm standing in the kitchen and he's in the living room. And I was like, have you set something on fire? And then the microwave goes off. And I opened the door, and I was like, it was me! I set something on fire! And there's, smoke billowing out of the microwave, and then I was like, oh, shit! And I was like, oh, it's still on fire! I was like, it's a paper plate! I had to get, something to grab it out of the microwave, because I go to grab it first of all, hot. And it was hot. Yeah. I burnt myself. And I was like, I gotta throw it in the sink and spray it with water. Say hi, Daniel. You got to get closer. It's not going to pick you up.
Daniel came home while she was taking her business call.
Yeah. We saw George. George almost ran in the house again.
He did. You should just bring him in.
No. He's too much. He's a lot. He's got big feet, too. Do you have any ghost stories you want to tell?
Yeah.
You got any stories?
New Croc scooting. With his old people Crocs that have orthotics. And they're slip resistant. So he's not New Croc scooting. He's New Croc not scooting.
Yeah. Specifically. He said, come on, Willow.
So I've been having... It hasn't happened in a little bit, but I will, especially if it's just me and the kids at home, mm-hmm. and I go to bed, I'll start dozing off. I read a theory somewhere where when you're in that stage between awake and asleep and you hear,
yeah,
that's you're really in that realm of being able to hear spirits and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I will, be in that stage, mm-hmm. and I'll hear my name or I'll hear mom. It was a month or two ago. I heard, I get to that point, and then, I hear a noise, but it didn't quite startle me enough to wake me up. And then I hear, Mommy! But it was a voice that I did not recognize. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that was odd. And I kind of did, rouse a little bit, woke up a little bit, and I was like, that was odd. And so then I go back to sleep, and I get to that point, and then I hear a noise again. And this time it woke me up. It was just rummaging.
Yeah.
So I wake up and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Is one of the kids awake? What's happening? And I lay there and I don't hear anything. And then I get good and asleep. Mm-hmm. And then I hear rummaging that wakes me up from a dead sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening? So I laid there for a good solid 20, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then I heard it again this time.
Yeah.
And so I'm scared.
Right.
But I'm also
see, that's one of those times where I would have just turned over in the bed and pretended I didn't hear it.
Well, I want to do that.
But you got kids.
My kids are on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times, though? I'm such an awful mom. Do you know how many times something like that will happen? Especially if TJ's at home, because it happens when TJ's home too.
Yeah.
But if TJ's at home, specifically, I will just lay there and pretend like nothing ever happened. If I just stay here, I'm safe.
Right.
Not fuck them kids, but fuck them kids.
And
but like I got up and I like went to investigate and I didn't hear anything. Like I thought maybe because we live in a pretty wooded area.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe like there's a mouse or something in the trash or something. But there was no like trash bag out and my trash can is covered.
Yeah.
And it's not like one of those revolving tops. It's like you've got to step on the pedal to open it. So a mouse is not going to get in that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just, my house makes weird noises.
Same.
It makes real weird noises. The other night, I was at home by myself. It's just me and the kids. Kids have gone to bed. I sit down to write that episode, the horror stories episode, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm writing it on The Conjuring, okay? And I'm like balls deep in this article.
Right.
I am very sucked into this article. All of my attention is on this article, okay?
Yeah.
I get a text message. My text messages pop up in the corner of my laptop here.
Yeah.
So I'm in my bed reading this. The rest of the house is dark. I got my bedroom light on. I'm in the bed, sucked into this. I'm like so entertained by this, okay?
Yeah.
I feel my phone vibrate. My watch vibrates. And then it goes to pop up in the corner. But right where I'm looking, because I'm thinking it's just a text message. So it's just going to be text at the bottom of the screen. Right where I'm looking, a face pops up.
Oh, no. Oh,
because
hell.
a friend of mine had sent me a fucking picture. And I'm like, she had colored her hair. And she was showing me the color.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I immediately called her. I was like, you just scared the shit out of me. She was like, how? And so I tell her the story and she's like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My face was so scary. But it was like, if this popped up in the corner of your screen, right where you're looking,
like it seems so unassuming and
she's
fine.
not a scary.
No.
She's pretty.
But if I wasn't expecting it, and I was just like looking, and then all of a sudden there's this face of somebody smiling at me, I would be like, I
was like, I'm dead.
That is enough work for tonight. It is time to go to bed.
Scared the shit out of me. But TJ was coming home, like he was on his way home.
Yeah. Lord.
Matter of fact, I think he pulled up while I was on the phone with her. But like, I was like, good Lord. And I always seem,
I do have a story.
I always seem to wait to write like our spooky episodes.
Props. I'm gonna make a TikTok about this, but
okay.
I have props.
I always seem to decide to write like spooky episodes when I'm at home by myself for some reason.
Because why not?
And I get in my head about it.
Yeah.
And then like noises happen. It's a whole thing.
Right.
It's a whole thing. Last night, shit scared out of me at 1 o'clock in the morning. This was an honest to God mouse, but this I didn't see it because it got stuck in a trap.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, if y'all tell me y'all ain't got mice in your house, you fucking lying.
Especially if you live near the woods.
We're not infested. That's not what I'm saying. We get one or two every once in a blue while. But like, last night one got stuck in a glue trap and it was hollering. I don't know how it didn't wake the kids up. Hollering.
See? Okay. So, in one of our personal experience stories, I mentioned, or we told stories about Scottsboro, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And specifically, we told a story about how at this abandoned house, there was a garage full of stuff.
And the guitar.
And the guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, recently, I decided that I was going to start filming some silly little TikToks, and I had found a whole bag of undeveloped film, basically, that I have been carrying around from move to move for 20 years or so. Okay? So, this week, I got back 5 rolls of film.
You didn't know what was on them.
I did not know what was on them. I have no idea. I had no idea. I suspect because I'm still waiting on 3 110 rolls to come in, but I suspect that those might be a Florida trip. Which one of these rolls was?
Why are you coming at me with those crazy eyes, Willow?
Well, apparently, I acted like film was not expensive, and I had a whole photo shoot of this guitar.
Look at the shadow!
Yeah.
That's not a reflection. Give me that. I just got chills. Oh, fuck.
Like, I get the photos back.
It could be a reflection, but that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But, like, I get the photos back, and it was an entire roll of film of this Silverton guitar.
I don't like that.
I was like, I do not remember having a film camera because I had a digital camera.
I can't even place this wall in the carpet.
That was my bedroom.
At your parents' house?
Yeah. Yeah, I still lived at my parents' house.
I don't think it could be a reflection, but I don't think so.
It's in this one too, and the lighting's different.
Oh.
I may post photos of this guitar to our Facebook and Instagram, but...
Like, legit. Do you see? Hair standing straight up.
Yeah. But, like, when I saw that, I was like, why did I use a whole roll of film to take pictures of this guitar? Like, I was doing something. Because I had a digital camera. I took a digital camera to this house.
Because we posted a bunch of pictures on MySpace.
Right. So,
we're old.
We are old. But, like, so I don't... And they're not, like, most of them are blurry. Like...
Cameras don't focus on stuff like that.
Like, the only photo that... I mean, and that one's kind of blurry. Like, but this is the only one that's even remotely in focus.
Now, if you start having nightmares again...
No, this one's in focus.
If you start having nightmares again...
I haven't yet, but... Like... Why was I just taking photos of the neck of the guitar? Hi, Mara.
Did you take those photos even?
Hell if I know. I may not have. I don't know. Somebody did. Because this guitar only lived in my house for a few days. Like, less than a week. So, I don't know. Before I was like, this is spooky. I'm taking this back. But I also, like, one of the other rolls, like, half of the roll is, like, artistic photos of my candle holder I had. And they actually look pretty good. I was like, these are actually all right. But, yeah, I wanted to share that because it was just a callback to, it was just in time for the 100th episode.
Right.
Because I was like, I think that's that guitar. And then I was, like, looking through more of the pictures. And I was like, that's definitely that guitar. And I was like, I don't remember taking these, but okay. So there may be other photos. I've got like, how many rolls do I have left?
You said 5 earlier.
I think it's 5 because I've gotten 5 and then 3. I had to use 2 separate. Yeah, I've got 5. So this roll, this other Fuji color roll might be more photos. I don't know what's on these Kodak. I don't know what this brand is. This is a Food Lion roll.
Oh.
Food Lion brand roll of film.
Remember when you could just take that to Walmart and drop it off?
Yeah, you still can at Walgreens, but I wanted to use like a photo lab.
No, I'm saying like back in the day. You could just walk. There was a whole section at Walmart. You could just walk in, drop it off, and then do your shopping and come back and get it.
Yeah.
Before you left.
Yeah. 1 hour photo. And this is
Did he just make coffee?
I think so. I don't know. This is Kanika. I don't know. I don't know what's on that. I don't know what's on any of it. So I've got to get another $100 together and get all that. Because that I just sent into Third Man Photo Studio, these regular 35 millimeter rolls, and then they discard the negatives. Because like I told Danny, I was like, what am I going to do with all these negatives? I'm just going to throw them in the box with the other thousands of negatives I have. So those I just paid for processing, and that ended up with $75. And then I got them printed at Walgreens for another like $25. And then, but the other ones I paid $67 for 3 rolls of 110 film to be processed. But I get the negatives back and they're cut, and I get prints. So I'm looking forward to those though. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking really forward to getting those photos back. One of the rolls of film, I think by the time this episode goes up, I'll probably have already posted all the TikToks of these. So it's not like I'm spoiling it. But one of them it was the last Christmas with my papa.
Oh.
And then I sent the pictures in the family chat this morning because my sister also announced that she's tentatively coming for Christmas.
Did she tell everybody?
She told she put it in the family chat. And then I said, speaking of Christmas, and I sent these photos, and then Allie was like, when I tell you, when I saw this picture of Papa, I cried. And then she sent a picture of the t-shirt that he was wearing in the photo. Aww. And that was her t-shirt of his that she picked out and kept. And I was like, that's really sweet. He's got cheese dip.
Y'all be glad y'all can't hear what goes on in the background.
But yeah, so.
And other sentimental grandparent news.
Mm-hmm.
So we have decorated outside of our house for Halloween, but for a while, we've got at my house an old school lawnmower, like like Forrest Gump style old snapper with the straight up and down steering wheel. And it was my granddad's. And when he had gotten sick or he had passed away, we went to go clean out his house. And at that point, we needed a lawnmower.
Yeah.
And so my family was like, y'all just take this. Y'all can have it. It's fine. So we took it. We used it for a little bit, but it kept slinging belts and stuff. And so we ended up just buying a new one. But we kept it for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so TJ's like, well, what are we going to do? I can use this as a Halloween decoration.
Yeah.
So he puts it out in the big yard across from the house. And ordered a skeleton. Puts the skeleton on it. I'm a very morbid, dark humor type person. So he does this on like a Sunday, okay? Monday, I'm working. I get up to go to go to the bathroom, and I go to walk through the kitchen, and you can see out the front windows from the kitchen. You can see this skeleton sitting on the lawnmower, and I'm like, I see it out of the corner of my eye, and I giggle, and I go, huh? Granddaddy's mowing the grass today. Now, listen, my grandfather's been dead. Today, actually, is the anniversary of. Oh, why can't I? Granny's been gone. Oh, gosh. Like 7 years?
Yeah.
So that means 17 years.
Yeah.
So that means
I think it's a little longer than that.
It's 17 years because she died in 2007, September, after we graduated.
See, my it's creeping up on it'll be 20 years in 2025.
Yeah. So she's been gone 17 years. Granddaddy died 10 years later, almost to the day. So she died like Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He died 7 years ago today. So, it's just funny that I was like, oh, Granddaddy's mowing the yard today. And so then I'm like, TJ was like, that's messed up. Like, it's funny, but that's messed up. And I was like, if you don't think that I'm not going to go and get clothing like he would wear and put it on this skeleton.
Girl, let me know what he needs, because I'm always at the thrift store.
I just need like a button down shirt. It can be short sleeve. And then like a pocket on it.
Yeah.
And then just some old man jeans.
Girl, I got you.
And then like a ball cap. Bonus points if it's like a World War II vet ball cap.
I'm gonna make one.
Or a Dale Earnhardt one. Just, it cannot say raise hell, praise hell, because he would roll over in his grave. But yeah, I'm like, if you don't think that that's going to happen, you're wrong, because that's my plan.
Yeah.
So that's grandparent funny news.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about it. We're getting the decorations coming along. We're still adding. Some things have moved. We've added some.
Have you put out your throwing up guy yet?
Yep.
Nice.
There's a brown recluse in his thing.
Ooh.
We pulled it out last night.
Woo.
As soon as I clocked out of work last night, I hightailed it to the shed and started pulling stuff out.
Yeah. That just makes me think of when we were cleaning out my granny's house. And it was just me and my parents. I don't know if Allie was there or not. I don't think she was. She might have been. But I was in the back closet in my old bedroom when I lived there. And there's like this wooden basket thing it's got seashells in it, like the big, I don't know what you call them, but the ones you hold up, you supposedly hear the ocean.
Conch shells.
Yeah. Well, my dad looks and he goes, I bet if you hold your ear up, or if you put that up to your ear, you hear brown recluses.
Your dad doesn't speak much, but when he does,
yeah,
you better be listening,
because it's usually fucking funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other scary, like spooky stories that have like experiences that we haven't already told.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much spent our stories. We need to go out and do stuff, I guess.
I don't know that I have it in me anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, there's always stuff that happens at the house, but I just either ignore it or it wasn't big enough for me to remember it later.
And see, now that I've got 4 cats,
you never know.
You never know. Usually, it's pretty safe to assume that if it's like something crazy and all the girls are in the bedroom with me, that it's probably not Ziggy. Right. Because he's not really, like, getting up to much. But, are you flipping me off?
No. Sorry.
Are we gonna fight?
Bitch, who you fighting?
But yeah, it's safe to assume that it's probably not Ziggy, but you never can tell around here.
Right.
And then, like, the neighborhood's going to shit. Just... There's always something going on outside.
Right.
Hadn't seen Mower Man in a while, though.
Oh.
Hope he's doing okay.
We debated on whether or not to record episodes tonight from the front porch.
Yeah.
Give you a rundown of the neighborhood happenings.
Yeah. Because one of my neighbors is not doing so hot. So... If I'm gonna, and this is very serious, like a serious ask, but like if you pray or whatever you do, just put out some positive vibes for this guy into the universe, because he really needs them.
Yeah.
He's fighting a battle that's very difficult.
He's got some demons.
Yeah. And I think right now his demons are stronger than he is. So, just put love and light or whatever you believe in out into the universe for him, because he could use it.
Yeah. But I think that's all I got. How long have we been going?
About an hour.
Okay. Well,
so I think we're good.
Sorry, our 100th was not as great as we expected it to be.
It's like when you pull like a party cannon for confetti and it doesn't go off.
Right.
We had some really good stories, and I appreciate everybody who sent us a story, and when I begged in the Discord, I had a few girls come through for me. So I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate Allie for sending me a story, and all of the ghosts that have given us wonderful experiences so that we could be inspired to have 100 episodes of a podcast.
Right.
So thank you for 100 episodes.
So I'm going to hit us with the nonprofit.
Please do.
In the spirit of Halloween, we're going to talk about a different ween and get your minds out of the gutter, because I mean wiener dogs. This is the Tennessee Dachshund or Dachshund Rescue, however you want to say it. Their mission was, they were founded in Cookeville, Tennessee in May of 2019 by Leslie Hardin. They are an all-volunteer organization working tirelessly to rescue dachshunds in Tennessee and surrounding states who have found themselves homeless for one reason or another.
Oh.
They rescue dachshunds of all shapes, sizes, age, and conditions. The volunteers at the Tennessee Dachshund Rescue are always on the go, taking homeless dachshunds off the street and make them as comfortable and as happy as possible until they can find them a loving home, no matter how long it takes. And this is near and dear to my heart. Not that I rescued my Loki, but
I just can't imagine a dog like him being out on the street.
Oh, I can't, because they're not easy dogs. He is an easy dog. I say that.
They are yappy.
They're yappy. They are hard-headed.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, when they pick their person, if you are picked as their person, you will never be loved more in your life.
Yeah.
You can do no wrong in that dog's eyes. And I literally just said the other night to TJ, we had taken Ellie to Tractor Supply. I've never taken her out to somewhere like that before. She is the most difficult dog in the world. She's not good on a leash. We've tried to train her. She's untrainable. She's just hard-headed. But we take her to Tractor Supply because I need to go get her some dog food. And I don't want to hear it. We feed her the Tractor Supply brand for health. I've read great reviews. I've read some not so great reviews, but you know what? She's very picky, and her stomach is fairly sensitive, and this is the first food that she has made it more than 2-3 weeks on without getting sick.
Yeah.
So
I would take that as a win.
We're sticking with it. Anyway, so I take her, and as we were coming back, she's a really good rider in the car. She doesn't try and jump around. She's not scared. She just kind of sits and chills. And we were talking about Loki, and I was like, I'm telling you right now, when something happens to him, I will never have another dog that loves me as much as him. I could go get another dachshund, but it will not love me the same that he does.
Yeah.
Now, I want an all black.
This cat.
Right. I want an all black. I saw on like TikTok or something, there was a solid black dachshund, which is apparently really rare.
Yeah.
And then literally like a week or two later, somebody we know, you know them, lives across the street from my sister that always has the wieners.
Oh, yeah.
They have a solid black puppy.
Oh, my goodness. I think they've had one before.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Because my friend that lives up the street that I just showed you, her daughter house sits for them when they go places. And she brought this one over to the house when we were over there because she knows I love the wieners.
Yeah.
And he is gorgeous.
Oh.
And I'm like, I want one. But I'm not getting another dog anytime soon.
Yeah.
I can't handle another one. But this one for sure, he is my baby. But I did want to share. When does this happen? Literally, this will have already happened by the time this airs, right? This will have just happened. So on Saturday, September 21st, they're having what they're calling, I'm going to say, Dashtoberfest 2024.
Yeah.
And I saw this on Facebook, and I was like, I want to go so bad. But can you imagine hundreds of those dogs?
Oh, my gosh. That reminds me, quick side note, the Fried Pickle Festival in Murfreesboro? It got shut down.
Oh.
Got shut down, and it caused mass chaos.
Oh. Oh.
They had a larger turnout than they expected. That's happened a lot this year.
Yeah. But this one anyway says this evening will feature drinks, games, weenie races,
Oh my gosh.
food trucks, a silent auction, raffle, and more. Bring your dachshund wannabes, and friends to this night of fun and long dog celebrating at New Heights Brewing Company. It's in Nashville. Anyway, I really, really, really want to go, but I was told no. You can sponsor them at bratwurst level. Like, you've got different levels of sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was funny. It was bratwurst level.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was told TJ wasn't going to go with me because he doesn't want to be anywhere where there's that many dachshunds.
Why not?
Because they're loud and yappy. And then, like, they all want to fight. And not really fight, but they want to play.
Can you imagine? I feel like, hey, is this the first annual?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll say, so they know what they're doing at this point. But let's say if this is the first one, I definitely wouldn't be going.
I don't think it is. I feel like I've seen it before, but it's a whole thing. I really think it'd be a great time. However, I don't know that I could take Loki because he wants to hump any and everything. Like, my Neff pup that came over today, man, if Loki could have gotten it, he tried. He had like the whole whale eye situation going, where his pupils get real big. The whole time they were there. And I'm like, bro.
Oh, a horn dog.
He really doesn't try that with Ellie. I think he did for a time or two, but like,
I don't know. Maybe it's because she's crazy.
He goes over to the neighbor's house and tries to get that one, and then every time he does, he comes home with fleas that are quickly taken care of. I am equipped because I refuse to have that demon in my house. Equipped. But all right, guys. Well, thanks for 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I hope we have 100 more.
Yeah.
If I don't say screw this and quit, and then Brittany will probably still carry it on if I do that.
Honestly. It just would be a lot less chatter.
Right? Y'all be bored.
Yeah, probably.
Y'all miss me because I bring the humor.
We all know I'm the funny one.
Yeah. Share us out on the Facebooks,
Instagram,
TikTok,
Twitter.
You said Twitter.
Yeah.
Email us at wanderersofweird@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.